Hello, friends and fans, and welcome back to the Butterfly Effect podcast. I'm your host, Jack, and I'm here with Liam.
Hello.
And today we're talking about 7 reasons why Laura from The Quarry might be considered to be a bad person. So, as a quick side note before we get into those reasons, as you all know from my Quarry ranking, Laura is in 3rd place. So, naturally, I have very high opinions of Laura. I see a lot of good qualities, but nonetheless, I think there are things that can be poked at, as we're going to discuss. And yeah, just interested to see what you guys think in the comments. Liam?
Yeah, I can mirror what you said. Laura is my favourite character. As you saw in my top 9 list, I put her first. We are simply playing devil's advocate. Even me, who's a massive Laura fan, can be the first to admit here that Laura is very flawed and does certain things that, you know, anyone can disagree with.
Okay, great. Let's get into it.
Number 1, she hijacks the story. Now, this isn't necessarily anything about her personality, but it is the biggest thing that I see mentioned about Laura, and it is definitely worth noting in this video. She's very absent from the game. We see her in the prologue, but then she appears in chapter 7, and you could argue from this point she hijacks the game completely. She's probably considered the final girl. She'll get the epic moment with Silas at the end. She very much gets to pan out and shape the story. But at the expense of doing this, she completely steamrolls the game and sidelines other characters. You could argue the likes of Emma, Max, Jacob, Abby, Nick don't really get to have an ending in this game, and it's arguably because Laura hijacks the story and becomes the main person.
Number 2, murder. So guys, let's just take a look at what Laura can do / potentially do in this game. So we all know that she always kills Kaylee Hackett, right? But here is a list of what else she can do. She can shoot Travis in the cell. She can kill Travis immediately after she's turned back from being a werewolf if he lunges for the gun. She can also kill him again when they're about to shoot Silas because Travis goes for the gun again. She can kill Constance. She can kill Jedediah. She can also indirectly kill Jacob by turning off the power. She can also kill Nick in werewolf form. And this one's a little bit murky, but she can also let Ryan bleed out. So plenty of victims can fall under Laura's spell here. And just as a thing for me, I actually really wish that there was an achievement, right? I don't know why I've thought this, but I have. But I'd probably call it something like not just prologue fodder, and the achievement would be get Laura to kill 6 or 7 characters in this game, and I think that would be such an intriguing achievement for people to do, because it's all there, it's all potential.
Number 3, stubborn. Laura, we can't deny, is a very stubborn character. Now, you could call this determination, but you can also call this stubbornness. So the moment she pops back at the end of chapter 6 and has her prologue, she's heart set on killing Chris Hackett. Now, I do understand she doesn't have all the information about Silas at this point just yet, but when Ryan's trying to explain who Chris Hackett is, there's almost no sort of remorse or ambition to kind of, you know, change her ways. She's very tunnel visioned on killing Chris. And I think there's a flaw there, considering her boyfriend is a wolf as well. And she's trying to defend a wolf. Ryan is as well. You could argue that, you know, Max has to die, but no, she's just like, we have to kill Chris. So her stubbornness and tunnel vision nature has to make this list.
Number 4, she doesn't listen. And let's face it, guys, she does this twice in the prologue. First of all, she doesn't listen to Travis. He tells her, go to the Harbinger Motel. In her eyes, he's a police officer. She doesn't know that he's not really a police officer, or a sheriff, should I say. So really, she should be taking his advice on board, but she doesn't. She decides to go to Hackett's Quarry anyway. And then she doesn't listen to Max when they knock at the front door and there's no answer. He says, I'm going to go back to the car. And she still insists on not leaving with him to go, like going in the car and heading off to the motel. She then goes and breaks and enters into the lodge.
Number 5, curiosity. They say curiosity killed the cat, but maybe it potentially gets Laura or others around her killed as well. Now, there's a lot of, you know, areas where this happens. She's quite snoopy, so, you know, you could say like snooping in Max's bag at the start. Maybe if you're Max, you don't want her doing that. Secondly, she goes wandering in the forest because she's curious and, you know, sees a figure between the trees. I don't know about you guys, but personally, if my girlfriend or a friend of mine started doing that, I'd question them. I think, you know, you should stick together as a group and be safe. And I think this links as well with the whole breaking and entering into the Hackett's camp, and then it endangers herself, all the people around her, on more than one occasion.
Number 6, selfish. So of course, again, on arrival to the lodge, Laura and Max are talking, and we find out that she didn't even have an arrangement made with Chris. She simply left him a message to say, yeah, can we come early? She didn't receive a reply, and yet she was selfish enough to turn up unannounced, really, or with at least without Chris's consent. And also as well, there's a segment towards the end of the game where Ryan has a vial full of wolf's blood, and she can take that off him. Even though finders keepers, Ryan found it, she could still take it off him to defend herself.
Final reason we wanted to mention is lack of remorse. So obviously we see Ryan, who is connected to the Hackett family, more so than Laura, so maybe this is a bit of a harsh stretch. But Laura, who, linking into Jack's point of murder, does murder a lot of people, but she's so tunnel visioned in completing her mission of killing Chris Hackett, she doesn't realise the path of destruction around her, and she's she very much lacks remorse upon doing so. So killing Kaylee, she doesn't once really stop to kind of mourn or sort of question whether what she's done is morally wrong. And also this is further proven in chapter 10, when Travis says that she blew half the face of her niece off, who's the most innocent girl in the world, as evidenced by the fact that this Kaylee is someone who just wanted to free Silas from, you know, living an imprisoned life. But no, instead she can actually reply with a mean comment, which is, oh, well, we can just kill Caleb as well to end the bloodline. So someone who not only lacks remorse here, you have to put that down as one of Laura's flaws. So yeah, I mean, that is very much our list there, guys, of 7 reasons why Laura could be considered a bad person. As we said, this is completely subjective. A lot of them are a stretch. And there's probably a few we've missed as well, so be sure to comment what they are.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, has your opinion swayed on Laura, especially if you're a fan of her in the first place, or has it reinforced your love for her? Do discuss in the comments below, let us know what you think, and we shall see you in the next video.
Thank you very much, guys. And also, I apologize, Laura. I love you.
Shut up.